How Clinton survived the Lewinsky scandal. That's what I want to talk about in this week's history video. When my pager went off on January 20th, 1998, and I saw it was the president calling me, I had an inkling of what it was about, because that morning the Washington Post had a story saying that he'd had an affair with a young intern who worked in his office. Later we learned that was Monica Lewinsky. At the time, I gave Clinton very clear advice. I told him that I thought that the country would forgive adultery, but would not forgive a cover-up, and reminded him that Nixon was forced out of office, not because of the scandal of Watergate, but because of the cover-up that ensued. The way Clinton survived the Lewinsky scandal relates to last week's video about the values agenda that Clinton launched in his 1996 State of the Union address. If you recall, we spoke then about the fact that Clinton was losing people who were married and had children, breaking even among people who were married with no children, and overwhelmingly carried people who were not married. And in response to that, Clinton initiated a values agenda to talk about stopping teen smoking, stopping teen drug use, helping parents go back to school for better education and new careers, family and medical leave, a whole range of things designed to help people with their parenting, aimed at that constituency. Well, that continued and ratcheted up throughout 98 and 99, all of the period of the Lewinsky scandal. Every day or every other day, Clinton was out there proposing a new initiative to relate to families and children and the problems of early careers and the problems of buying first homes. By the way, it was then that the Fannie Mae scandal launched, because a homeowner initiative was part of that. And that was a constant theme. And the idea was that public virtue defeats private scandal. That's how I articulated it to him at the time. That if you're out there making it easier for women and mothers and parents to raise children who are good children, sometimes I would chide Clinton and say to raise children who are better than you are, that really would build up his constituency in that crucial demographic. You see, we found in the polling that the older people rejected Clinton entirely because they had a strict code of morality. The boomers in the middle didn't care about adultery. They could care less. But the younger people at that time, under 35, cared, but not because of a religious code, but because they thought it was stupid, and because they didn't want this kind of discussion while they're trying to raise their children. Who wants your child to learn about oral sex from the television set in the news coverage? And they were very upset about that. And Clinton was able to mobilize those people and flip them against the Republican Party. The other thing that he did was he went to the Democrats in the U.S. Senate. And he had previously triangulated, as you recall, moved to the center, adopted some conservative ideas, mixed them in with liberal ideas in a cocktail to produce a third way on welfare reform and other issues. Well, the Democrats in the Senate said, we will back you, we will stop you from getting removed from office, but no more triangulation. We want you to hunker down and be a loyal member of our caucus and don't do anything, don't even talk to a Republican. And he agreed to that, and that basically ended his presidency. He accomplished nothing in 98, 99, and 2000 except staying in office. In fact, the whole focus of his presidency shifted to trying to get Hillary elected to the Senate. Hillary's role in the Lewinsky scandal is very controversial and might rise up as an issue in the 16 election. At first she said that she was convinced it wasn't true and blamed it all on a vast right-wing conspiracy. And then when DNA evidence came out that it was true, she went through this whole charade of discovery and outrage and stuff a year after the scandal had started. A lot of people, including me, believe that was all fabricated. If Bill Clinton told me the truth, which he did, he probably told Hillary the truth. And her reaction and her dissembling may hurt her. What may also hurt her is that the efforts that the administration led by her went through to try to silence Lewinsky, to try to discredit her, to say she was just a stalker, that she was just trying to extract money or fame for this. And that was a disgusting episode. It can be tied directly to Hillary. So that was the Lewinsky scandal. Next week we'll talk about the Bush-Gore race and how Bush won, but how Gore won the popular vote. Thanks for watching.